The next thing we'll be looking at is indirect rule in northern Nigeria. We'll be looking at indirect rule in northern Nigeria. In the northern political administration, we would see that power was highly centralized. In the north, the political administration system was highly centralized. The emir had all the powers. It was autocratic. Nobody could question him. He could choose or choose not to take the advice of the waziri and the other officials. The British officials, they had the full cooperation of the people. Because of the fact that these people were so obedient to their to the emir, the political administration in place was highly centralized. All the power was placed in the emir. Whatever the emir says is the truth. The emir could choose or choose not to obey the people, and the emir had the full cooperation of the people already. So when indirect rule got to northern Nigeria, and since in the main characteristic of indirect rule is the use of traditional ruler, and the traditional ruler in the northern part of Nigeria was autocratic, power was highly centralized in traditional ruler, the indirect rule worked very well there. Because the people would always obey. Nobody could question the emir. Indirect rule worked there. So whatever the emir says the people do, the people would do it. They did not question him. Indirect rule worked very well in Nigeria. Indirect rule was a success in northern Nigeria. It was a total success in northern Nigeria. Another thing that made indirect rule a total success in northern Nigeria is the fact that the taxation system in place made it easy for indirect rule to thrive there. The people of the north were already used to paying taxes. They had different taxes they paid. The Zankali, the Jangali tax, and the tax they paid for the orphans, the widows, and all that. They already had the taxation system in place, so it was easier for them to pay taxes, and it was easier for indirect rule to thrive in the north. The protectorate of northern Nigeria was divided into 6 provinces, headed by an official known as the resident, and the provinces were further divided into districts that were headed by an official known as district commissioner. So the protectorate of northern Nigeria was divided into 6 provinces. Each province was headed by a resident, the resident officer, and the provinces were further divided into districts, and each district was headed by a district commissioner to ease the indirect rule system in the northern Nigeria. So this was how the indirect rule system was. This was the system that was put in place in the northern Nigeria. The next thing we'll be looking at is the factors that contributed to the success of indirect rule in northern Nigeria. What are the factors that led to the success of indirect rule in northern Nigeria? The first is the fact that they used the existing system, or they used the existing traditional organization in place. They used the existing traditional political system of administration in place, which was highly centralized. All the power was in the emir. The emir was autocratic, and the people feared. So indirect rule worked well in northern Nigeria because of the centralization of power in the emir. The second reason why indirect rule worked well in northern Nigeria is because of the submissiveness of the people to the emir, as the emir was autocratic, and that the people feared the emir. So another reason for the success of indirect rule in northern Nigeria is because of the submissiveness of the people to the emir, because the emir was autocratic. Whatever the emir says is what the people will do. The third reason why indirect rule worked well in northern Nigeria is because of the Islamic religion. The Islamic religion recognized obedience to traditional rulers. So in the Islamic religion, which is one of the major features of the pre-colonial political administration in Hausa land, the people respected the Islamic law. The Islamic law was highly revered in the pre-colonial administration of the Hausa. So, and in the Islamic law, they recognize obedience to their traditional rulers. So because of the obedience to traditional rulers, because the Islamic law recognized obedience to traditional rulers, it was easier for indirect rule to thrive in the north, and that's one of the reasons that contributed to the success of indirect rule in northern Nigeria. The next reason for the success of indirect rule in northern Nigeria is because they had a well-organized system of taxation. They had a organized system of taxation in northern Nigeria. It has one of the best systems of taxation back in the pre-colonial times, because the people were already used to paying tax. Even before the British officials came, they already paid taxes to their Akimi already. So it was not something new to them. And the British officials, one of the major features of indirect rule was the fact that they collected taxes. The British officials collected taxes from the people, so it was easier for indirect rule to thrive in the north, because the emir, or they were already used to the system of taxation in the north. The next reason why indirect rule was a success in northern Nigeria is because of illiteracy. There was illiteracy in the northern part of Nigeria. Illiteracy was the order of the day in the northern part of Nigeria. Most of the people in the northern part of Nigeria, as at that time, they were not educated. So because they did not know their rights, they did not know that they had the right to resist colonization. They had the right to say no to the British officials. It worked well, so they were very obedient to the rules, to the policies given by the British officials, because they had no knowledge of their rights. They had no knowledge of the fact that they could resist the colonial masters. You know that education makes people know their rights, and it makes them seek redress when their rights are being violated. But because people in northern Nigeria, they were illiterate. Most of the people in the north at that time were illiterate. They did not know their rights. And so when the British, they started imposing unjust policies on them, they could not resist it because they did not even know their rights. And with this, we've come to the end of the class. In the next class, we'll be looking at indirect rule in the West, and we'll be looking at the reasons for the partial success of indirect rule in the West.